Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then thank you for stopping by. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. If I sound a little bit different in this recording, that's just because I am temporarily using a different microphone setup. So if the different sound quality bothers you, then be sure to stop back by here on another date for the next reading, because I will be back to my usual setup. But with all of that being said, I really hope that all of you are having a beautiful start to your week. If you are someone who listens here, who tunes into this channel, especially on a regular basis, you are quite literally a co-creator here within this community. So thank you for being such a powerful and important part of this space. Today, I am going to be using the Energy Oracle cards deck to channel messages for twin flames worldwide. So this is a twin flame specific reading, and the messages that come through during this reading are intended specifically for the twin flame collective. This means that these messages will apply to the collective divine masculine and the collective divine feminine. Now, do remember that the masculine and feminine aren't used to describe genders or even necessarily external people as much as they are describing energetic trends. So the reason this shows up in twin flame connection so strongly is because twin flames are one another's perfect counterpart, perfect energetic mirror. So this means whatever is happening in one twin, energetically speaking, within their own balance of inner masculine and feminine energies, that is then going to reflect in their twin flame counterpart, because this other person shares their soul's frequency. So twin flames share a core soul frequency, as many of you know, which causes us to reflect these energetic trends back to one another in a very profound way. So the reason I'm explaining all of this is because I know that very often as you listen, sometimes the messages connect with your external, what you consider to be your divine masculine or divine feminine, but very often they can also connect with you, your inner masculine experience, your inner feminine experience. So you can choose to take these messages however they resonate with you personally. And in fact, I always advise you to use your own intuition as your highest guide through these readings. Because as I always say, I do channel many different hyper-specific messages for different individuals, so be sure to only take what resonates. We have some birds cawing out there confirming what we are saying in this reading so far. I'm also seeing that someone listening may actually connect with birds in some kind of a way. Maybe you see birds as some kind of a spiritual sign or some sign of guidance from your higher self, from your spirit guides, from whatever divine forces you personally connect with. So I am going to set my own intentions out loud for this reading. Be sure to set your own intentions if you feel guided to do so. It isn't necessary. But if you feel guided, you can set an intention for this reading either out loud or within your own minds, or even in the comments section or the live chat. By the way, thank you to those of you who do participate in our live chats during these readings. I do live premiere these readings on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, be sure to like this video and also make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. The reason I say this is that by liking and subscribing, you are actually virtually transmitting or signaling your presence here in this collective, and that allows me to channel more specifically for you and your situation. So the Journey card reversed is the first card that came out here. Okay, so right away I heard learning to stay, and I felt this wave of emotion. Learning to stay, learning to commit may also connect with some of you in some way. I'm feeling a divine masculine who could be learning some kind of a lesson about emotional commitment or even literal commitment within some kind of connection. Okay, yeah, door to romance reversed and the Sun card reversed. So I'm strongly sensing a masculine who, well, quite bluntly, I'm hearing kept the door shut with the divine feminine. I see this image of a divine feminine in this metaphor trying so hard to open the door. And actually I heard open the conversation. So this could have to do with them communicating. This also could be a conversation about something specific that this divine feminine tried to push ahead in the past. This could have been about some way she wanted to move forward with the masculine and the physical, but I see him pushing back against that door. And really I'm hearing, for many masculines, it's a wounded inner child that is causing that pushback. And ultimately, whatever the situation was for you within this, it led to I'm hearing a delay or even a reversal of these new beginning energies with the Sun card in the reverse position here. So I want to know why this divine masculine kept the door shut on whatever this was. Again, I'm hearing this could be so many different things. Remember that I'm channeling potentials of energy here with these specifics. So as twin flames, and really as a collective, we experience divine masculine and divine feminine collective energy shifts in these very broad collective ways. But the way that those energies in those trends in energy can manifest for us specifically will depend, of course, on the specific circumstances of our connection, as well as many other factors. By the way, I apologize. I had to clear my throat there for just a second. I really want to do this reading fully in one take and not break it up in any kind of way, but I have been dealing with a tiny bit of congestion. I'm not sick or anything like that, but I feel that it's just a little bit of allergies or even potentially some ascension symptoms or some of that throat chakra clearing that's happening ongoing for the divine feminine specifically. By the way, if you've been feeling any of that as well, any kind of congestion or feelings of clearing out of the throat chakra lately, do let me know in the live chat or in the comments. Anxiety in the upright position. And just to circle back to the question here, we were asking this divine masculine why he was pushing back against this door to romance, keeping this door shut. Okay, I just heard this masculine say, I can't go there. I can't go there. I feel that there was something this divine feminine brought out within him through this connection that caused him to feel so vulnerable in some way. He was like, no, like this wall went up and there was this feeling of, I can't go back there. So this could have caused him to feel almost energetically, emotionally taken back to some kind of vulnerability from his childhood that I heard caused him to relive it all over again. So some masculines could have some kind of negative childhood experience or what we sometimes call inner child wounds. I don't feel this will necessarily apply for every masculine, but there is for sure some kind of anxiety that came up here at the thought of moving this connection forward in the past. Again, I'm speaking to what got us here in the present. I'm speaking to what is on this divine masculine's mind in the present about this past situation, if that makes sense. So what was this divine masculine anxious about, or what was making him anxious or causing these feelings of anxiety? Angel of Strength and Angel of Balance, both in the upright position here. Okay, I am going to channel a few guidebook messages about this card just to connect this in with the reading. Personal power and inner strength is the Angel of Strength card. This is a time of increasing power for you. Speak your truth and take action on your own behalf. You are capable of taking greater control and directing your own destiny, for the power that comes from within reaches out to the universe and beyond. And the Angel of Balance card here says, being centered and self-honoring in your choices. Although things may have been out of sync in the past, this card is now telling you that a greater equilibrium is coming into your life. Be conscious about how you are balancing your goals and your physical and emotional energy as well. Those words, physical and emotional, are really standing out to me. I feel this masculine. Okay, this is kind of interesting, but I hear this masculine's higher self coming in. You know, I was speaking about how all of this we've talked about so far is somewhat speaking to a past dynamic here for many in the collective. I hear this masculine's higher self coming in to say, almost to reassure here, to say, all of this truly is in the past, or I'm putting this in the past, this anxiety, this fear, this pushing back against that door to romance, this prevention of this new beginning. Because once again, with the journey card reversed, I'm learning to stay. I'm wanting to choose to fully commit to this connection, but it's not really about the connection externally. It's about this masculine choosing to fully commit to his true path, choosing to fully commit to his own healing. And I see that with this card of Angel of Strength, this increasing power, this Angel of Balance, bringing balance into this connection. And just going back to what I was saying with that emotional and physical energy, the balance of the emotional and the physical with this Angel of Balance card, I hear this masculine saying, Divine Feminine, in the past, I'm hearing him say, like, I was all talk and no action, or there was all of this emotion, but nothing physical to back it up. I heard physical plans specifically, so there could have been a masculine who talked a lot about wanting to do certain things with the Divine Feminine or be together, or shared all of this emotional energy toward her, but didn't back it up with the action steps, with the physical plans, or something along those lines. Take that as it resonates. But again, with Angel of Balance, I see him saying, as I am choosing within myself to commit to my own growth, to my own healing, this is then shifting the tide within our connection. This is bringing in greater balance in regards to that emotional, that powerful, intense emotional energy I've always felt for you, Divine Feminine, that's now being balanced with this movement forward in the physical, with this literally action. And I keep seeing a calendar. So I really feel many Divine Masculines in the collective actually creating some kind of timing structure around the future of this connection in the physical, you know, saying either out loud or in their own mind, Divine Feminine, I want to see you on this date, or planning some kind of a trip if you are separated. Again, this could be going on within his own mind, or it could be something that's back and forth between you. Only take this if it resonates. What is this masculine saying is going to come into balance? Wow, guys. Okay, the fourth chakra, the heart chakra in the upright position is what's coming into balance here. And that feels like a perfect segue into this next portion of messages here. Let's channel information about really what is going on within this Divine Masculine's heart chakra, or not just within the masculine, but within the heart chakra, the heart space of the collective, both the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine here, because of course we are one another's perfect energetic mirrors. We are connected here. The reason sometimes more messages tend to come out for the Divine Masculine is because very often the masculine is a bit more quiet or slower to speak in the physical world. So because of this, his higher self often comes through with messages through readings like this. So what is shifting in the heart space of the collective, or what is coming into balance? Once again, okay, Angel of Balance card, I reshuffled the cards, and then Angel of Balance came here again. So this card clearly is trying to speak to us very powerfully. Once again, I see that message. There's something here about the emotional and physical, the emotional and material coming into greater harmony, greater balance here. It not just being words, it not just being this emotional, energetic experience between these two twins, but some physical, literal movement forward. I kind of heard or saw the months of April or May of this year, so that may either be significant to someone in that way, in some way, I should say. When I said in that way, I felt I was speaking to what someone was thinking in their own mind. So maybe something popped into your head where you thought, oh wait, April or May is when this happens or that happens. Otherwise, I feel that this actually could be speaking to when you will begin seeing more of this physical manifested evidence of this harmony happening between the physical and the emotional, the physical and the energetic here within this connection. So what else is shifting or coming into balance in the heart space of this connection? Of course, door to romance reversed coming out here. This card came out earlier for the Divine Masculine, and I said that he was pushing back in the past, trying to keep something. I'm hearing either keep out the Divine Feminine in some sense from his life, physically, from his emotional experience. He could have kind of cut her out emotionally or refused to openly share what he was feeling, which was really frustrating to her because she could already feel what he was feeling in the energetics, in the emotional realm, because of course they are so intricately intertwined and connected with one another. So then I feel this tension, this frustration of we are so energetically and emotionally connected, but you keep shutting me out. But again, this card coming up here I feel is a very good signal because it's speaking to what is shifting, what is opening up. So how is this door to romance reverse card opening up? By the way, the number 333 or 33 may be significant. That could be someone's age here. So what is opening up for this Divine Masculine? The cards are kind of slow to come out here, which tells me once again, this Divine Masculine may be very slow to open up about his true feelings here at times. Door to personal healing and happiness in the reverse position. Okay, so I hear this Divine Masculine's higher self coming in to say, the reason I shut you out, Divine Feminine, in the past or pushed this connection down the line is because, to put it bluntly, I hear him saying, I was still healing and I wasn't happy within myself. I was unhealed and unhappy, and therefore, because this connection was so powerful, because it brought out everything within me, it also brought out or illuminated, that's really the key word here, illuminated these unhealed parts of myself that I knew I needed to face on this higher self kind of level, but that consciously for a while I was procrastinating, putting off down the line, or not really willing to face because I knew it was going to be painful. And I just felt this kind of wave of pain through my body. It feels almost physical. I feel something about this connection or what this masculine is feeling feels so intense. It's almost like physically debilitating in some sense. I hear him saying, you make me weak, Divine Feminine, but in all of the best ways. Through making me weak, which really the word weak there, I mean vulnerable. You make me vulnerable and open. You break me wide open. Through making me weak, you make me strong. There's like this paradox here for this masculine because this Divine Feminine has been teaching him true, raw authenticity, self-accountability, and vulnerability. And that is actually strengthening him in the long term, but in the short term, it had this feeling of breaking him down, again, to the perspective of his ego. I'm hearing ego death, so that could also apply for this Divine Masculine here. So why in the past was this Divine Masculine either unhealed or unhappy within himself? I hear masculine saying, I didn't have love. How did this masculine not have love? I know that's a very blunt statement. I want to get some details. Okay, yin yang in the reverse position. You guys know I'm laughing because this card is the single most strongest twin flame card in this entire deck. There are two cards in this deck I associate with twin flame connection. I hear this masculine saying, you, Divine Feminine, were everything that I wanted. And that is exactly why I couldn't let myself have you. Because in the past, I wouldn't allow myself, because of my wounding, because of my fear, I wouldn't allow myself to have true love connection. And that is exactly what we shared. You made me feel so loved on this soul level, on this energetic level, that I pushed you away because I wasn't yet healed enough to allow true love into my being, into my life. I also hear a masculine saying, yeah, there's something about worthiness, deservingness here. Him realizing on some level with this yin-yang card reversed, knowing that this connection was special, it was different. I heard him saying, I wanted to be perfect for it. I wanted to show up perfectly for this connection and for you, Divine Feminine, or not show up at all. That's kind of what I hear his higher self saying, kind of unconsciously. But how this looked in the physical was that I'm hearing perfectionist, so there may be a masculine who's very type A or perfectionist here, but I hear this masculine, there's like this irony here, right? Because this masculine recognized this twin flame connection for what it was. Even if he wouldn't have called it twin flames, he knew this connection was true love, meaning true unconditional love, frequency, energy. He knew that this person was his mirror soul, his twin. And yet, with door to spirit reversed, with goddess of the moon reversed, I see this masculine being so disconnected from his own higher self, from his own inner divine feminine, from that sensitive emotional side of himself, from his own worthiness, that it's like he couldn't fully allow in this experience into his life, specifically for someone. I just keep seeing this is probably only going to be for one or two people. This is for someone who's dealt with some kind of a third-party situation. I feel this masculine could have been in this third-party situation potentially when you met, or it could have happened later on. But either way, this situation represented not what this masculine wanted, but what he felt he deserved because of his wounding. And so to the divine feminine in this third-party situation, it looked as though the masculine was choosing this other person. But in truth, what was happening here is this masculine was choosing what from his wounded space, specifically wounded heart space, there's something here in the heart we might get into in a minute. He was choosing what he felt he deserved, not what he truly wanted in this situation. Yeah, cornucopia reversed. I hadn't even flipped over that card, but this is really just a number of confirmation. It's the 1111 card, the card of manifestation, of getting what we want, but this card is reversed. And I see this masculine saying, so many reversed cards here, by the way. It's like yin yang reversed, divine feminine. I knew who you were on some level. I knew what this connection was, but goddess of the moon reversed. I was disconnected from my own inner divine feminine, meaning from my own emotionality, sensitivity, spiritual sensitivity, from my own intuition with door to spirit reversed. And also, I couldn't allow myself to have you, to have the very thing that I wanted and that I knew was my highest vibrational form of love connection. It's like this energy of sabotaging the thing that you want most in the world. That's what I'm picking up on from this divine masculine. Now, in the extended version of this reading, I am going to channel more specifics on why this divine masculine potentially self-sabotaged this connection or wouldn't allow himself to have exactly what he really wanted. Now, when I say to have what he wanted, this could apply specifically to simply just having the divine feminine in his life, being in some kind of physical reunion state with her, some kind of connection with her, whatever that means for you. This also could be moving their connection ahead in some sense. So maybe there was something he didn't allow himself to have, some kind of movement forward within this connection in the physical, that I keep hearing the divine feminine come in to say every time we got closer to that thing or just closer to each other in the physical, it felt like he was pushing me away. So we're going to channel more details and information on that in the extended version of this reading, which, as always, the extended messages for this reading will be on our beautiful Twin Flame Soul Tribe on Patreon. So the link to that Patreon reading will be in the pinned comment and description box under this video. But for now, I'm going to reshuffle the cards here, and we've been talking a lot to the divine masculine, so I really want to have a conversation now with the divine feminine here. So what is going on right now with the divine feminine in the physical 3D worlds? Indecision in the upright position. I almost said the upright decision. So there's definitely some kind of decision at play here. That word decision was really wanting to come through. Divine feminine, are you making some kind of a decision, or do you feel like you have some kind of decision to make either in your life, in your work, in this connection? This can also refer to split energy. Let me know if any of that resonates for you in the comments. Yeah, we are for sure talking to a divine feminine here because Goddess of the Moon came out in the upright position. But this also speaks to a divine feminine truly stepping into her power. I heard a divine feminine say, unlike you, divine masculine, in the past when you wouldn't let yourself have what you deserve, I am learning what I deserve. I know what I deserve. Now, I will say I felt this coming from a little bit of an ego perspective. There was a little bit of frustration here for this feminine in that statement of feeling of, I know what I deserve, divine masculine. I know what I want from this connection. Why don't you know what you want from this connection? I feel her kind of from this space of hurt, potentially speaking to things that happened between them in the past. I don't feel that will necessarily apply for everyone. Someone may be seeing the number 888 or 52 might be significant. That might be someone's age. So I want to know what this divine feminine is feeling indecisive or split energy about. There's something about worthiness here. I feel like this divine feminine saying, now I know what I deserve and I can't go back. I can't accept less. I heard raising my standards. So this could be in work, in life, or specifically in regards to the divine masculine. Okay, so I hear a divine feminine. This is very specific, probably just for one person. But this divine feminine in the past allowed things in the physical between her and the masculine. I'm hearing when, by her words, when her standards were lower, she allowed this masculine to, I heard someone saying, walk all over her in some sense. I'm hearing someone kind of come in here to say, back when my standards were lower, I would accept different kinds of behavior from you, divine masculine, in the physical. But now that I've raised my standards, now that I'm rising in my power and beginning to remember fully who I truly am, I'm not willing to accept less than I know that I deserve. Whether I'm getting that from you, my divine masculine counterpart, from another masculine in my life, or really from any of my life experiences or connections, there's just this very strong, empowering energy from this divine feminine of, I know now what I deserve, and I'm not willing to settle for less. The World card in the reverse position and Healer of the Ages upright. Okay, so I hear divine feminine saying, I had to close off some of my energy in order to heal. So let me know if this connects with you. I feel this could apply very broadly to the collective feminine. This could literally be you being more selective about where you invest your time, who you spend your time with. This could be platonic, romantic, family related, even work related. But I hear this divine feminine saying, I had to create some kind of boundary, either literally within my relationships or energetically, emotionally, in order to allow myself to heal. But there's specifically something here with this Healer of the Ages card. It shows a man on this card, which leads me to believe that either this need to set boundaries in order to heal could have literally involved some form of masculine energy. So this could have been her divine counterpart, of course, or it could have been some other masculine energy or structure in her life, meaning this could have been something very rigid and structured, like a career, like a job, something again that she had to set boundaries with, or a person she had to set boundaries with in order to give herself the time and space to heal. Here, that's interesting. I wonder if there's something about hearing her own intuition here. I feel that word "hear" wanted to come out because someone may actually have needed to set boundaries in order to get clear on their own inner voice, their own intuition. So they also could have spent during that time of setting boundaries with this thing or person, could have spent more time alone by themselves in meditation, really getting in touch with their own inner voice and the experience of their emotional self, of their inner world. There's also something here with Healer of the Ages, with healing one's own masculine energy, their inner masculine. So I see a kind of balancing happen that we've been seeing collectively for the Divine Feminine, this integration of her inner masculine with her powerful and empowered inner feminine. Now with Deceit in the reverse position, I'm really feeling called to the guidebook for this card. So the guidebook says, receiving this card reversed puts you on notice that the deceit of the past is over or about to end. Perhaps some enmity is being dissolved, or maybe a more open communication has developed in your personal life. Be assured that the negative and dishonest energy is on its way out. This can also tell you on a deeper level that the period of self-deceit is over. You are now ready to see the abiding truth of your own value, power, and deserving. Wow, okay, very, very powerful messages. I feel just from reading the guidebook, some of you may know instantaneously how that card, this Deceit card reverse, connects with you. But if not, I am going to channel a few potentials you could be seeing from this card, how this could be showing up in your life. So for you, Divine Feminine, this could be a self-deceit, right? As this card said, an end to self-deceit. As I was speaking to earlier, this could be a confirmation you are no longer ready to or willing to deceive yourself into believing that you are less powerful or less deserving than you are. To even present yourself in a diluted way or in a different kind of way in order to be accepted by others. You are no longer willing to do this to mold yourself to the opinions and expectations of other people. So that's one way that this could be showing up for some Divine Feminines. Now I'm going to channel many different pieces of information here for this Deceit card reversed, so only take what connects with you. But I also see that this Deceit card reverse could also refer to no longer accepting negativity or dishonesty within your twin flame connection in the physical. So this could be, I hear Divine Feminine saying, I've gotten so in touch with my inner voice and my intuition that I was denying for so long. There's some end to denial for some Divine Feminines. I feel like, ironically, there is this mirrored dynamic. It's very subtle and very high level, but there's this mirrored dynamic where a masculine was actively, openly denying or pushing away this connection. In a sense, in pushing away you, Divine Feminine, this Divine Masculine was denying his own inner experience, his own intuition, because he knew what this connection was, but he was in some form of denial. And I feel this frustration coming up in the past, this Divine Feminine saying, why are you denying what this is? Why are you denying this experience or denying us of the experience of being together? Why are you in this state of denial, Divine Masculine? But ironically, on the other side of this, the subtle mirroring happening here was this Divine Feminine in the past was also in a state of denial of her own inner voice and intuition. Now, again, this is very complex. This won't necessarily apply to everyone, but twin flames do always perfectly mirror one another's energy. It's what makes this connection so powerful and so intense, and at times confusing and challenging, and at certain moments even painful, because we mirror one another so clearly. So in this case, I feel this Divine Feminine, I'm hearing, I denied my own intuition about what was happening in the physical within this connection, Divine Masculine, because, wow, okay, I'm getting chills. I hear a Divine Feminine saying, I wanted you externally, you, the Divine Masculine, more than I wanted myself. And what this Divine Feminine means by this is she actually valued the external connection, the external masculine, more than she valued her own inner peace, more than she valued herself, essentially, standing in her power. So what this led to is this situation where she could have in the past been in kind of this space of chasing, right? Where because she valued the external masculine, the external quote unquote twin flame experience in the physical more so than her own inner voice, intuition, her own connection, reconnection with her own self, she allowed herself to be disconnected from her intuition in order to maintain what she valued more, this connection in the physical with the masculine. I know this is a bit of a complex message here, but I also feel if this message is for you, you will know how this connects. I feel like this divine feminine could have, for example, and I'm just going to channel some things coming to mind for different people. For example, there could have been a situation where a masculine was lying in the physical, in the 3D, about something to the divine feminine or deceiving her in some way. And her intuition spoke about it. She knew what was going on in this situation, but she wouldn't allow herself to trust her intuition, to stand in her power, because she was more concerned about maintaining the appearance of this connection, being closer in the physical, from a space of fear of abandonment or fear of loss, because again, she wasn't fully showing up for herself. She wasn't fully supporting herself and listening to her own inner voice. Again, this is just one small example. It won't apply that way for everyone, so only take it if it resonates. But the general energy theme here is, again, a divine feminine betraying herself, or trying to deceive herself or remain disconnected from herself because she was placing more value on this external physical divine masculine or on this external physical connection or relationship than she was on the connection or relationship with herself. Which, of course, because this is a twin flame connection, in a typical connection, this may have worked. This pattern of self-betrayal or self-deceit very often in typical love connection can actually allow us to sacrifice for the other person and cultivate deeper connection with them. But the thing about twin flame connection, as we all know, is it comes here to teach us a completely different model of love and relationship. So because this is a connection based on mirroring, based on shared energetic frequency, when we try to disconnect from ourselves, to sacrifice ourselves for the sake of what we believe to be this deepening of a connection with this person, with our twin flame, ironically, it has the opposite effect. It keeps us stuck in this pushing and this chasing energy, and actually energetically causes a repelling effect within our twin flame connection, because our twin will only mirror that self-denial. And in this case, I feel that when this divine feminine, the more she tried to disconnect from herself, to deceive herself, to not listen to her own intuition, the more this divine masculine reflected that and also denied this connection, also disconnected from his own inner divine feminine, and therefore caused this repelling effect within their connection. So do let me know in the comments if that resonates with anyone. I feel that could have been a really powerful message for some of the collective. So I'm going to reshuffle the cards here and speak to the divine masculine in the physical, in the 3D. You guys know I like to channel higher self messages and distinguish those from these 3D messages, how things could be showing up in the physical, because very often there's somewhat of a disconnect between what we feel, what we consciously think about and experience in the physical world, and what our soul knows, what our higher self knows. So what is going on for this divine masculine in the physical? And this card flew out really strongly, Healer of the Ages in the upright position. Because this card carried so much power and energy, I feel this means this is a very, very strong experience right now for the masculine. I heard, I am healing in earnest now. I am in the trenches of healing, as some masculines might say. And there's something about the trenches, almost like being at war. It's like, I feel there's a masculine who feels as though he's almost at war with himself through this healing. It's almost like his soul is at war with his ego. How is this masculine feeling at war with himself? walking away in the reverse position. Once again, guys, we started this reading with the Journey card reversed, and I said I felt that a divine masculine was learning to stay, meaning learning to fully commit. And I know that instantaneously as humans, we think, oh, commit to this connection. And yes, of course, this commitment will manifest that way. But beneath the surface, this is really about this masculine fully committing to showing up for himself, fully committing to his own healing. I feel I'm speaking to a masculine that lived a lot of his life, I'm hearing, on autopilot, very disconnected from his true self, his higher self, his own inner experience, his own inner world. And of course, this caused repelling within his twin flame connection as well, with yin yang reverse coming out here, speaking confirmation into these messages we're channeling here. This masculine couldn't fully connect in the past within this twin flame connection. Reason being, he hadn't yet fully reconnected with his own inner world, with his own self. There's also something about the number 222 or 2222 coming up here, which of course is a major twin flame alignment number. Again, speaking that things are shifting, things are coming into alignment. So I want to know what this masculine is fighting within himself in regards to his ego and his soul. How does this masculine feel as though he's at war with himself? Okay, angel of love in the upright position and woman holding a heart in the upright position. Two very powerful, very positive cards here. With angel of love, this speaks to worthiness of love, specifically the unconditional love frequency that we experience, that we're here to learn and to radiate, to share with the collective consciousness through this journey of twin flame connection. And I see this masculine saying, I am learning my worthiness of love. And in doing so, woman holding a heart, I am allowing my heart to open. I see him literally giving his heart to the divine feminine. I heard giving my heart to the right person. So there specifically could be some masculine coming through here who, especially from the perspective of the divine feminine, could have been giving his heart away. I'm hearing the divine feminine say, giving his heart away to all the wrong people or situations. But I feel that this masculine, through relearning unconditional love and reconnecting with his own worthiness of love, only then is he capable of fully opening his heart, fully giving his heart to the divine feminine. And again, take that as it resonates with you. I'm channeling very kind of energetic messages here because I do feel that these messages will apply differently for different people listening. So how is this divine masculine with the woman holding a heart card opening his heart? The temple path in the upright position. Guys, I am getting some of the most beautiful spread of cards I've ever received in a reading. So thank you, by the way, to all of you who brought your powerful energy to this reading. Because, I mean, we've gotten the yin yang card, the twin flame card several times, many powerful cards. Now the temple path card in the upright position. This speaks to a divine masculine aligning with his highest vibrational path in this life. And in doing so, in that alignment of his physical self with his soul, his higher self, of course, this is bringing about a deepening of the twin flame connection in the physical as well. So how is this masculine aligning with his highest path in this life? Seventh chakra in the reverse position. So this card speaks to connection with the divine, to the crown chakra. The fact that this card is reversed speaks more so to the fact that the energy here is really in flux, meaning it's really shifting. I also heard headaches, head pressure, even dizziness or nausea could be coming up for this divine masculine as he experiences a lot of energetic shifts. I'm hearing a push through the crown chakra. It's like he's literally being divinely broken open through the crown chakra, pushed through the depths of this spiritual awakening, rest and rejuvenation reversed. This could also indicate that physically, this could be manifesting as feeling restless. I heard sleeping and waking at all hours of the day. I'm also hearing that the divine feminine on the other side of this could find herself having trouble sleeping or waking up randomly. But I hear that the reason this is happening for the feminine is actually because she is picking up on the divine masculine's powerful energetic shifts. This is being transferred to her as this kind of energetic information that almost is kind of overwhelming to her at times, and maybe causing her to, I'm hearing, feel sudden bursts of energy, sudden moments of fatigue, sleeping at all hours or waking at all hours, just feeling very out of sorts in regards to her energy levels and sleep schedule. So let me know if that connects with someone. And finally, the patience card here in the upright position. I see this masculine saying, Divine Feminine, I know it's happening slowly, because the masculine does tend to move more slowly. They take on a more dense, physical, 3D, heavier, matrix-oriented perspective in this life that causes them to move more slowly from the perspective of the feminine. But I hear this masculine saying, it's happening slowly, but it is happening. In fact, the word slowly is really just us labeling this unfolding from our ego's perspective, which is really coming from a space of fear that it's not happening. When we put these time labels, it's happening too slowly or it's not happening fast enough. It's really us expressing that we aren't fully surrendering to the divine inevitability of this divine masculine's healing and of the unfolding of the connection. And that fear causes us to label this experience as being too slow. Again, that fear that it's not happening. But I see this masculine's higher self kind of stepping in here to say, Divine Feminine, this is happening. I am shifting. I am expanding, specifically expanding through my heart space, which is allowing me to reach out to you. I literally see this masculine energetically reaching out. It's like expanding himself, expanding, healing his aura, expanding energetically, which is allowing him to then physically manifest this reaching out, what we think of as reaching out in terms of communication, conversation, whatever that might mean for you in the physical as well. So I feel like that is a really beautiful place to close out these 3D physical messages. And I am going to just channel one final message for twin flames listening to this reading. And then in the extended version of this reading, I will be channeling more in-depth, higher self love messages from both the feminine and masculine perspective, as well as many more details and pieces of information for this reading. So the link to those extended messages, again, is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. But to close out this reading, I want to know what is one final message, one final card for twin flames listening to this reading. What is one final message for twin flames tuning into this reading? Appreciation in the upright position. What's really standing out to me about this card is the fact that the woman on this card is holding a rose. And in previous readings, we've read the Rumi Oracle card in the Rumi guidebook about twin flame connection being metaphorically like a rose, something very beautiful, something very profound. But in reaching for it, we often experience the thorns of the rose. It can cause us, in this metaphor, to feel emotional pain at times. And I want to know what the message is here for twin flames listening. So I'm going to pull a few more cards here for clarification. Door to value in the reverse position. I'm strongly feeling a masculine come through here and say, Divine Feminine, in the past, and the money on this card is really standing out, emphasizing the focus on the material. I hear this masculine saying, Divine Feminine, in the past, I know that I was focused on the material, on the physical. I know that my priorities were really out of whack. I know that you tried to give me love, but I was, with the attachment card upright, I was negatively attached. I was bound. to things that were keeping us apart. And I was afraid to release those binds. I was afraid to move forward into the unknown. But now with this appreciation card upright, but now there's this powerful shift in my perspective taking place through this spiritual awakening that you ignited within me. There is this total reprioritization happening, not on the surface level, but at the core, because I am changing at the core. Garden in the gate in the upright position. I know, Divine Feminine, that perhaps you've had to separate yourself from me or from this experience in the physical at times in order to protect yourself. I admire you for stepping into your power and for holding your standards. Even if at times that means at a distance in the physical as I continue this healing process. But with strategy reversed, for the first time in my life, I hear a masculine saying, for the first time in my life, I have absolutely no plan, meaning I have no idea how we're going to get from here to there. And that terrifies me because I'm someone who really values logic and reason, and nothing about this connection I share with you, Divine Feminine, feels logical. But I feel it anyway, and I'm learning through integrating my own inner feminine. I'm learning how to allow myself simply to sense, simply to feel, and to understand through that feeling without necessarily knowing all the answers. I'm terrified of losing you. With Blossoming Abundance reversed, this card often signifies something slipping through our fingers, and I feel this masculine saying, I don't want you to slip through my fingers. But with Contract upright, as we've channeled in previous readings, many masculines are still finishing out a karmic contract or clearing out these karmic energies that in the past, Door to Spirit reversed, had them disconnected from their own intuition, from their own inner voice. But finally, the last card in this spread, all of this is shifting with sacral chakra in the upright position. This is speaking to healing deeply through the sacral chakra space, allowing this deepening of emotional and physical intimacy, a kind of opening up happening for this masculine. And I hear him saying, as I continue to heal, Divine Feminine, within myself, I will continue to open to you in the physical more and more, because I know that you need to see that physical manifested change, that evidence of this healing. And I hear him quite literally saying, I will give you that. But once again, I'm seeing the patience card, but allow it to unfold in divine timing. Surrender fully to that timing. I'm going to channel just one final thought from the guidebook here with this second chakra, the sacral chakra card. Intimacy and creativity. When this card appears upright, let yourself reach into unexplored areas of self-expression. This is also a time when the energies of closeness with others can flow more freely. You can open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. But this is a message here for the Divine Feminine. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. So I hear two messages. One, this Divine Masculine saying, yes, Divine Feminine, I am deeply healing from the core. I'm shifting through this spiritual awakening, through the integration of my inner feminine, and that is leading me to be able to open more fully to the emotional and physical intimacy in the physical within our connection. However, I also hear this message, as the guidebook says, for the Divine Feminine. Continue to, Divine Feminine, connect with your own self-expression. Continue to connect with your own creativity, creative force in your life, and to nurture yourself, because that is strengthening your own sacral chakra, second chakra energy, allowing yourself to remain open to these beautiful experiences of intimacy with other, as the card says, or as the guidebook says, resonant souls, which I consider to be your soul family. This is again speaking to this magnetism happening around the Divine Feminine as she connects not only with her twin flame divine masculine, but also with very high vibrational forms of soul connection, even romantic soulmates, platonic soulmates, members of her soul family. So I'm really hearing this message for the divine feminine: continue to nurture yourself, to focus on your self-expression, to continue to prioritize yourself, remain connected with yourself, and allow yourself to remain open to all forms of beautiful connection and experience coming into your life through many different forms of relationship. So I really hope that this reading connected with you personally. And if it did, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what messages were for you. I'm now going to be heading over to the extended version of this reading. So again, the link to the extended is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful start to your week. We will be back here again on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so be sure to join me here at that time and day for another live premiered twin flame reading if you are available at that time. Have a wonderful start to the week and rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in the next twin flame reading video.